Welcome to the small town of Hollyville. My name is Lainey, and I'm here to show you the ropes. Looking around is pretty easy. You can use the right mouse or the keyboard's cursor, or W, A, S, and D keys. You can also zoom in and out using the mouse wheel or the R and F keys. In front of you, those buildings are determined by a series of cards. That will do nicely. At the top here is the next card in your build list. It's a school, pretty useful. On the card is a small 3x3 grid with a building icon in the middle. This displays the building's effect on its adjacent tiles. Blue squares represent +1 point, so the school will give +1 points to the tiles immediately adjacent to it. With a card selected, you can now place it. Notice how the blue highlights represent the area effect as displayed on the card. Let's put the school here. You'll notice there are now some plus score markers on the empty tiles that were affected by the school. If we place point-collecting buildings on those positive scoring tiles, we'll get points. It just so happens the next card in your build list is a houses card. Notice how it tells you on the card if the building collects points or not. So let's get some points. Great! We now have 1 point due to the combination of the school's area effect and the house. We have a target to reach for each column. Currently, that target is 2. You can see your current target right here in the top right. In order to fulfill that target for each column, we need to use a combination of buildings that affect their surroundings and point-collecting buildings. Next up, we have a car wash. This card also has some red squares, which means it will have a negative effect on those tiles. But crucially, it has positive effects in the places we need right now to bring our... Select and place the car wash so that our house is given... We now have 2 points in the first column thanks to our house, school, and car wash. Also notice how the red negative area effect from the car wash canceled out one of the points from the school. Now the first column is complete. Look what happens. See that? The column has been cleared. That means you bank the points from that column. It also means you get a new empty column to build in here on the... The immediate aim of the game is always to clear the first column. But you'll have to plan ahead with your building placements in order to do that for future columns. Those are the basics, but let me show you what happens if you forget to place a point-collecting building in a column. Fill this column with the following non-point-collecting buildings. If any building area effects spill off the side of the grid, they will have no effect. You can use... Now we have no point-collecting buildings in this column. This will likely happen to you sometimes, but just to be clear, it's something you want to try and avoid. And not just because we have a brewery and factory next to a school. With no means of collecting points, this column cannot reach its target. Therefore, it's just going to sit there while we fill up the rest of the empty land. Once the first column is filled, you'll notice this little button flashing at you. All we have to do is click it to force clear. However, force clearing isn't free, it costs you 1 life. You can see how many lives you have left here. Make sure you use your lives sparingly. Once you run out, you'll fail the level. Now see if you can complete past this column here using the next batch of buildings. Welcome to the small... You in those that at the top on the blue... With a card selected, you can now... Let's put the school here. You'll notice there are now some plus score markers on the empty tiles. If we place point collecting, it just... Notice how... So let's get some... Great! We now have we have a target to reach for each. Currently, that target is 2. In order to, next up we have a car wash. This card also has, but crucially, it has positive. Select and place the car wash so that our... We now have 2 points in the first column. Also note now the first... See that? It also means the immediate... Those are the... Fill this column if any... Now we have no, and with there, once all we have to do is click it. Great! You can make now. Looks like you're ready for the next challenge. Good morning! Welcome to Randolph. I've got a new card to show you, but to demonstrate, you may have noticed already that if you place buildings at the same, this forms a city block. You can differ. We've got a few. By default, the maximum block size is place the 3 houses in a row here. This next card is special because it can give 1 point to each building on the block. Like the green, however, you can only choose blocks adjacent, so select the community hall and place it on a tile. Magic! Buildings that affect entire blocks can be really powerful. There's something else I need to make you aware of. Up until now, you've only used cards that are repeatedly cycled in your deck. Some cards, however, are one use only. These cards are usually either more powerful or cost. You can tell if a card is cycled in your deck repeatedly or a one-shot card by the icon and look for the circling arrows behind the class icon. As you can see here, the Houses card is cycled in your deck. That means when you've played all the cards in your deck, it will remain along with any other cycling cards. They will get shuffled and you'll start to draw them again. The Duplex, on the other hand, is a one-shot card. Once you've played it, the card will be removed from your deck. To make up for the fact it's one use only, the Duplex has a nice bonus effect of giving it Good morning. Welcome to. I've got. You made this. We've got. Buy to play. This next card is special because it can give one, like the green. So select. Magic! Buildings that affect entire blocks can be. There's something up until now. Some car. You can tell if a car. Look for as you that the dupe once to make up for the you the dupe, but or you can. Great work! You didn't ruin it!